want to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail heroic. That's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
You come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. Here to make war, we surrender. Falsehood, important things are needed new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework thing. From now on, it's gonna be under one roof. You're gonna run it like a business. That means you're gonna make a profit.
Look, these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before or since. Tall word, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Bird O' Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's Bird O' Prey 5, Qapla, and welcome to Bed Life for Monday, June 13th, 2022. And I'm sorry I'm looking straight up to the camera. I guess I didn't have time to adjust. I saw it was looking at me, but it's a very awkward angle. It's like I'm looking up, and I don't look up to many people. Even laying in a hospital bed, I don't look up to many people. But it's weird. It's like feels like I'm a child again, and not an older child, because even then I was looking at people in the eyes, but now forced to look up. It's weird. And thank you, John Araki, with $1 super chat. I don't know if it'd come up or not, because I didn't hear it, but I was watching. So let's see. Let's force it to play again.
Live long and prosper.
And there it is. Unfortunately, Journey to Way to Eden. I keep getting confused between Journey to Babel and the Way to Eden. Journey to Babel, Way to Eden. So that was a Way to Eden video. Oh well. Not as bad as I first thought it once was. Arabic Sanda was first in the chat. Qapla. Arabic Sanda, he says Qapla. Bird O' Prey 5. And they live long and prosper. Sign. Gorilla's Random Thought says, hey, everyone, I'll be lurking. That's all we want is a lurking gorilla around. John Araki says, turd. And greetings all. Meaning he was third. Yes, you were. John DeMarco says, greetings all. I'm sorry. John DeMarco says, greetings to all. John Araki said, turd. And Dan Ben says, hi, welcome. Dan Ben. John DeMarco put out, I believe, his first Orville video today. Very cool, John. Different all the times the Orville has gone to Quantum Drive. 47 Yorktown says, hello, young sir. Hello, 47 Yorktown. Arabic Sando says, hey to John DeMarco, who says, hello back. Dr. Alex is in the house. Qapla. Dr. Alex, hope you are doing well, my friend. Mike Richards says, greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings, Mike Richards, the official package raider of Kuroga. Words and pictures, says Qapla Vertebrae. Good to see you. Good to be here. Glad that you are here. Words and pictures. Not Ryan Johnson says hello in Qapla. Hail Kuroga. Hello and Qapla to you. Hail from Kuroga. John Araki says Bird channeled his inner Biden and forgot his show's name. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. Eastland Burkholder has been so busy. Yeah, and glad to arrive, Bird. And Garfield, I miss seeing you when I get so busy. Good to see you, Eastland. Glad you're here. And LDG is waving. And Mama Pray knows what I asked Alexa 2 seconds before I went live, because I thought today's day looked familiar, but it wasn't today. But it was about Garfield. He said, Alexa, when is Garfield's birthday? And Alexa said, oh, I can't find that. Really, Alexa? Sorry. Alexa used to know Garfield's birthday. I'm sure I've asked that before, like when she was new. When she was new, I'm sure she gave me the correct answer. It's like she's grown. Now, I shouldn't say this in any disrespectful tone, because I know I've grown dumber as I've gotten older. But what's her excuse? She should have gotten smarter, if anything. I have an excuse. I'm organic. I'm supposed to get worse. She should be getting better. I think she knows we're on to her. She's trying to play stupid so we don't get scared. As I look up to the camera. John Araki says we need to retire that reward. The way to Eden. Darth Maul says, hail Bop. Hail Darth Maul. John DeMarco says, thanks, Bird, and gives a link to his video. Check it out. Darth Maul says, how are the orphans and women in Kuroga these days? As far apart as we can keep them. Yvette says, good evening, Bird, and everyone. Please stop setting my Alexa off. I'm sorry, Yvette. I'm sorry. Dan Ben Lulz. Darth Maul says Alexa has evolved from the needs to realm Alexa has evolved and needs to realm her place in Kuroga. No. Star Trek Nitpickers also put out a good video today. An Orville video today as well. Not that I would say something if he put out a bad video. Not that he's ever put out a bad video, but it was a particularly good Orville video. Qapla, the Garfield franchise, makes $4 billion a year now. Probably. Nitpicker says, is Qapla. Star Trek. Dr. Alex says, I am so tired. I need to recover from the download festival, including the sunburn. Download festival. Jedi Bill says, hello, Birdo Prey 5. Qapla, brother warrior, and hail Kuroga. Absolutely. Hail Kuroga, Jedi Bill. Pop Culture Curator says hello to everyone. Qapla, Pop Culture Curator. Says, hope you, Mamo Prey, and Sassy are well. Thank you. Darth Maul says, realm. Isn't that what you said? Somebody, did I misread? I could have sworn it said realm. I read it the second time and a third time. Oh, relearn. Alexa has evolved and needs to relearn her place in Kuroga. I thought it said realm, RN and M look exactly the same in this particular font. You would not believe how little a difference there is. Remember to like, says Star Trek Nitpickers. Thank you. Thank you. Realm, relearn. Relearn makes a lot more sense than realm. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. But Dr. Alex says, dude, it had Iron Maiden and the Darkness. Eager Gentificote says, is this going to be about Star Trek? It might. It might. Actually, it tends to be about whatever I want it to be about. Usually it's Star Trek, but not always. Sometimes we just talk about random stuff. Sometimes Mamo Pray has a tale. Sometimes I just rant about UPS. We don't really know. What I can tell you is that I've got a lot of Dear Bops to catch up on. So we're going to start in the Dear Bop section. And then a lot of Dear Bops are often about Star Trek. I can't promise, though. I can't promise. Kronos is in the house. Qapla Kronos. And he says, hey, Doc, and can you Iron Maidens? Sounds kinky. Not offhand, Kronos. I can't. I could Google it, but yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and go to some Dear Bops because I know I feel so bad. I had to end it early last time. I will ask her next time I see her, Kronos. Let's see. Opera browser window. There we go. Now some of these dear Bops I answered already. These were last time. Okay. So here we go. Here we go. Dear Bob, mozzarella. And we've got a picture of mozzarella. Jedi Bill says, hey, Yvette, happy birthday. Belated or extremely late. Yeah, wasn't Yvette's birthday a while ago? CDJ says, Bird of Prey, greetings. I hope you had a good weekend. Qapla, CDJ. Glad you are here. Darius McMuchhausen, Qapla. Hail, Karoga. Hail to you, Darius. Kronos is Bird of Prey. Hope you're feeling well for a Karogan dictator. Oh, thank you. I still have, a cold of sorts, but whatever it is. I'm curious what this link to mozzarella is. So let's see. Burger, no. Why would you? That is not, no. Bad, you son of a bitch. It is a good thing that I don't eat Burger King mozzarella sticks. A, because they don't have them here. Dear Bob, this one is from Mamo Prey. Who beat the other worse growing up? Sissel Prey or Birdo Prey? Signed some weird ass gorilla. I don't need Mamo Prey for that. I beat up Sissel Prey. I feel bad. I was a bully to Sissel Prey. Poor Sissel Prey just wanted to hang out with the cool kids, which I don't know why she was trying to hang out with my friends, but you just wanted to hang out with the cool kids and have her views to be a vegetarian respected. And there was me, her mean big brother, who would try to get her to leave us alone, and would occasionally force feed her bologna. And when bologna wasn't available, I'd go for her socks. I would feed her her own dirty socks. So, I don't know why. I guess I was a mean brother, but I did agree to let her live in my pool house rent free. And then I didn't get a pool house. I always thought I'd have a house with a pool house. I got close. I got real close, but close is only good in horseshoes and hand grenades, as they say. I'll ask Mom O'Prey later if she's available, if she agrees. The lovely Sherry says, good day to you. Good day to you, lovely Sherry. Qapla. John Aragi says, yes, Bird of Prey, the life certified expert. You should say life certified life expert, but that's fine. It's no big deal. Star Trek Nitpicker says, Bird of Prey, that's why we're here. The brutal honesty. It's brutal, all right. It's brutal. Dear Bob, what's the worst trouble you gotten into that earned an ass whooping? And can Mom O'Prey confirm? Signed, some weird ass gorilla. I don't. It was extremely rare for Mom O'Prey to go to physical. I mean, you have to understand. By the time I was 8 years old, I was as big as Mom O'Prey. And by the time I was 10, I was far larger. So, I mean, it was an emotion. When Mom O'Prey was mad at you, you were sad because it was emotional letdown that you let Mom O'Prey down. That was worse than any other punishment she could do. And she knew it. I don't really recall any times Mom O'Prey raised her hands to us for any, particular reason. It's not like we were beaten. None of us were beaten. I knew friends who were, literally afraid of their fathers because their fathers would hit them. And oh my God, I mean, Dad O'Prey would not. Oh, he yelled and you were scared. Dad O'Prey yelled and you were scared. I don't ever recall Dad O'Prey actually hitting me. I'd be dead. I'd have died. That didn't happen. Mom O'Prey, I don't think she might have just for looks, but nothing. She couldn't have actually hit me. I mean, I wouldn't. What would? I mean, it'd be like nephew O'Prey hitting me. I did yell, didn't I? He bit me. He bit me. But no, Mom O'Prey would never have bit me. So unless she was going for the bite, I would have been okay. So I was confirming you didn't hit me. Right? You snapped my tush. When I was 2 years old, you slapped me on the tush?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there it is. When I was 2 years old, I ran out into the street and Mom O'Prey slapped me on the tush. So I wouldn't do that again. And considering I didn't do it again, I'd say it was successful and you should all slap your kids on the ass so they stop doing bad things.
No.
That's not the right. That's not the. It just happened to work in your case. Chronos says, Mom O'Prey, no. Mom O'Prey does not like to get physical. It's a song. You've heard the song? Yeah, it's not. Kronos is happy you're awake. He wants a tail. John Araki says Bird of Prey only out of line once because Mop have him a Vulcan hello. Well, it's true. It's true. I was rarely got out of line as a kid, but if I did, Mama Prey would get disappointed in me, which was more upsetting than anything she could have done to me physically, considering the size difference. Also, Mama Prey is not one for beating children. That's not how she. It might have been how she was raised, but not how she believed. Dear Bob, error, message too short. If you paste the text from a web page or a document, this might be the problem. Minimum length 15 characters. Yes, don't do that. Dear Bob, yes, home things of all things, Bird of Prey 5. Dear Bob, okay, again, copying the entire page. And then these I read already, considering they're all marked as read. And we've got here now. Dear Bob, go, go. Go, Bird of Prey 5, go. Go, Bird of Prey 5, go. Blah, blah, blah. Bird of Prey 5, he used to carry his sandwich in a sack. Go sit beneath the tree by the railroad track. Oh, engineers would see him sitting in the shade, eating his sandwich his mama made. The people passing by, they would stop and say, oh my, what that big city boy could eat. Go, go, Bird of Prey 5, go, go. His mother told him, someday you will be a man and you will be leader of a big company and many people coming from miles around to see you eat till the sun goes down. Maybe someday your name will be in lights saying Bird of Prey 5 ate the food tonight. Go, go, Bird of Prey 5, go. Go, go, Bird of Prey 5, go. Go, go, Bird of Prey 5, go. Bird of Prey 5, be good. Thank you to whoever penned that. The fandom nerd, Captain Fandom Nerd, says greetings, greetings, Captain. Pop Culture Curator says, Bird of Prey, you didn't know who, no, I don't. You didn't know who Adrien Barbeau or Julie Newmar was. Maybe a little sense slap was needed. I'm still not sure who those people are. Star Trek Nitpicker says, Bird of Prey, you ran into the street. Who do you think you are? A time-traveling Kirk. Yeah, maybe you should have just gave me City on the Edge of Forever. She's heard the song, Kronos. Wesley Crusher says, Bird of Prey, I just made it. Qapla, Wesley. I'm glad you made it. Because we are getting into the Dear Bops. Wesley says, go, go, Bird of Prey 5. Go. Wesley is using all the custom emojis. Thank you, Wesley. Newly featuring the Sisoprey custom emoji. Okay. A lot of Dear Bops. Dear Bob, here. That's the wrong here. Here is an extract from the upcoming Bird of Prey 5 biography. We looked at him. He must have thought it was quite a joke. And I got a lot of laughs from a lot of folk. Seems I had to fight my whole life. This is some weird stuff. I don't know what this is, but it is weird. All right, Julie Newmar, Catwoman in the 60s. I forgot. Dear Bob, I hope you have a good summer this year and do not sweat too much. Cheers for doing YouTube and giving me something to watch. Oh, you are more than welcome, and thank you. I hope you enjoy it. We are into summer now, at least by temperature, and it is hot. I can tell you that. Dear Bob, please could you recommend your favorite flavor of fruit juice and fruit popsicle, please? Well, fruit juice, my favorite flavor is grape. Okay, it's grape. But popsicle, I really like those American Bomb red, white, and blue pops. Now the problem is, recently, I only way to get them was from some other company, and it's cheap AF, and it tastes like garbage, and it's not at all a bomb pop. A bomb pop is just red, blue, and white, and cherry, white, whatever the hell white is, and blue. I don't know what blue is, but it's delicious. Okay, if you don't have the bomb pop, then a cherry pop will do. But favorite fruit flavor is grape. Cherry is second. If you can get cherry bomb pop, then do that. Otherwise, an all grape is good too. And if all cherry is all you have, that's fine too. Like as an Italian ice, I can do all cherry Italian ice. The only negative is that hours and hours later, you still have the red dye in you, and you might cough up, and you're afraid you're going to die because you've coughed up blood for the first time in your life, and then you realize that wasn't blood, that was just the whatever coloring they put in for cherry ice. And you weren't sick because you have all the blood tests, all the tests you could possibly have, x-rays, and they're like, no, you're fine. That wasn't blood. Oh, it's a good deal. It's a good deal. Kronos is bird of prey. If you put the thyme in the coconut and drink them both up. And my phone is ringing. And it's spammer. So I've been in trouble with the law. The day they was born. Hello? Hello?
Hi, this is TCG. How are you, sir?
Who is this?
I'm pretty good.
I don't have any property for sale. Do you have any property for sale? Damn it. Well, I could understand him, but he was calling about property for sale at certain address. Certainly wasn't anything I've got for sale. I've gotten that type of spam before. You put the lime in the coconut. Okay, the white is not lime or coconut. I know that. Dan Ben says, I meant grape juice comes in different varieties. Normal, white, black, red, black. Ah, I see. You don't put the thyme in the coconut. Did I say thyme? Bomb pop. Yes, a bomb pop. Blue is coconut. I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure it's not. Kronos is getting a bellyache. Dear Bob, do you and your family own guns like it is in every American's right to do so? How would you stop gun crime and innocent people being killed? Well, to answer the first question, I will say I'm not going to answer that because it's best everybody thinks I own a gun except the government. There's no reason to advertise to the government if you own a gun or not. That said, how would I stop gun crime? By giving people more guns. By assuming everybody out there has a gun. You know what a gun carrying society is? A polite society, right? If you thought the guy ahead of you was carrying a gun, you're probably not going to cut him off. You might just think a little ahead. You might say, you know what? I'm not going to cut off a random stranger today because that random stranger might have a gun. And although it would be nice for him to obey the law and not pull the gun out at me, right? If I'm an asshole, right? I have the right to be an asshole. The right to be an asshole doesn't mean you have the right to shoot me. But that said, do I really want to risk that today? And the answer is almost always no. I don't want to risk it. So I'm not going to be an asshole to that person. And that person is not going to pull a gun on me. And if he does own a gun, no, we'll never figure it out if he does or not, because I just won't go down that road. So that's my suggestion. Don't give people the chance to think or to even see if you have a gun. Just let them assume you do, and you assume they do. Rip Apu, yes, grown-ups. Rest in peace, Apu. Dear Bob, watching Scrubs and thought about you. Keep enjoying your rewatch. I am not rewatching Scrubs. I've never watched Scrubs the first time. Not gonna rewatch it. Shit. Okay, we're not skipping up. I will get to that one when I get to it. Dear Bob, do you like medical TV dramas? The only medical TV drama I ever watched was House. I liked House. I have not liked any others. Dear Bob, if I share a hotel room with someone, should I make sure I don't use the toilet there to poop? You know, if it's the first time you're sharing it with a person of the opposite sex, probably a good thing. I would go to the public bathroom in the hotel. You know, if you're doing it as your morning routine, then so be it. But yeah, I'm just saying. Tips from Bird of Prey 5. Dear Bob, when it comes to video gaming on a PC, what are graphics cards? Graphics cards are cards that go in your computer that make the games better. They're hard to figure out, they're expensive to buy, and they use a lot of electricity. Basically, you buy the one you can most afford. The more expensive it is, generally, the better it is. Mike Richards' Bird of Prey has lots of uranium. Pop Culture Curators' Bird of Prey in California. Only the cops and criminals are allowed to carry guns. Yeah, it's the same way in New York. Don't bring a gun to a nuke fight, says Kronos. This is true. Arabic Saunders says Doogie Howser was good too. You know, I did not watch Doogie Howser, Arabic, because I just never got into it. I never got into Doogie Howser. Pop Culture Curators is Bird of Prey. Have you been watching The Boys season 3? Am I the only one who thinks it stinks? I have been watching The Boys season 3, and oh my God, I don't think the series stinks per se, but the the ad or whatever the fuck Amazon played, the review, or not the review, the previews for other shows that Amazon played before this latest episode of The Boys played for me. I don't know what type of creature it was in that video, but the stink that must have come off of its underarm hair would have blown me away. I literally got sick to my stomach and had to fast forward, and even though you can't technically fast forward, I had to mute and look away so I couldn't hear nor see nor think about the odor of what I had seen. And then only once that was surely over could I put the audio back on and open my eyes and watched what was coming. Because, oh my God, it was so terrible. And I'm thinking, what do they think of us that they're putting this on as, hey, come watch? No, I don't want to watch. No one wants to see what I'm seeing. I promise you this. Nobody went ahead and got Amazon Prime after seeing what I saw. I'm sure at least one person canceled Amazon Prime after seeing what I saw. That was nasty. That was nasty. Yeah, I'm sorry. Do not watch The Boys. If you haven't already started, I assume the only reason they would put up that advertisement is if they really thought that advertisement would be effective against other people watching The Boys. To this day, I still can't think of anybody watching The Boys that would watch that advertisement in full. In full, I would have clawed my eyes out at that point. It was so terrible. Arabic Sonder liked MASH since he was a teenager. MASH was better than anything I saw on in that preview for The Boys. It wasn't a preview about The Boys. It was just a preview of other Amazon Prime programming that they thought we would like. And if they thought we'd like that, I don't know where they got that from. That must be what happens when you don't check the box to allow your website to track you, because it was horrible. And no, I'm not saying it was an ugly person, although it was a certainly meant to be ugly person. Dear Bob, why is Zoidberg more popular than other characters in Futurama? If I'm wrong, it is Bender who is the more popular. I would say Bender is certainly more popular than Zoidberg. Zoidberg is not particularly popular. Dear Bob, favorite animated movie, and if you're going to pick a Disney one, please give one Disney and one non-Disney. Well, I would say, does Roger Rabbit count as a Disney movie or as an animated movie? I would say favorite Disney movie of all time is partially animated, but mostly not animated. And that would be Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Favorite animated non-Disney movie. Oh, that's easy. Transformers, 1986. Transformers, 1986. Favorite animated non-Disney movie. Okay, pop culture curator. For those of us who did not see The Boys on Amazon, can you give us a hint of what it was? It was a very large, body positive person of uh, of uh, of well, I suspect they weren't sure what gender they were, but I was sure what gender they were. And it was a gender that traditionally, at least in the United States, shaves under their arms. However, this person, I suspect, out of wanting to proclaim that they will not be judged by others, instead of not just not shaving, had grown their underarm hair particularly long. And they thought, either Amazon or them, clearly thought I wanted to see them dance with their underarm hair out for, I don't know, 30 seconds, which I can assure you was 29 and a half seconds longer than I needed to know that such people even existed. That's what it was. Also, their choice of color being purple just kind of made me want to smack my head in. Not that there's anything wrong with purple, but the way they wanted to use it was awful, awful, awful. Bruno says, I'll watch everything before I make an opinion. Sure you will. Dan Ben says, yeah, the only way to watch Picard and Lower Decks in the UK was to have Amazon Prime. I think the new Lower Decks season 3 will be on it. Mike Richards says heavy metal. Chrono says that's just the way you always look. What? Just kidding. No spoilers. Okay, fine. Anyway, Bedknobs and Broomsticks is a great Disney movie. Pick a Disney. Okay, so there is the favorite movie. Animated movie is Transformers, 1986. 1986 isn't part of the title. It's just an FYI. Makes it easier to find. Dear Bob, bye birdie. Thank you. Dear Bob, at Low, there was a bird of prey 5. He came home to this planet to entertain by YouTube. His big happy presence from his bed entertain tens of 30 people. You know, if I could truly entertain 30 people at once, I think I would be happy with that. Here are the details. Dear Bob, do you care about the latest Jurassic World film, or do you think the franchise needs to stop? I care about the latest film insofar as much as I am not going to be able to watch it for probably another 2 months at least. I'm not going to take time off to go see see it. So it really doesn't matter when somebody might get me a gift of the movie, or when somebody can tell me it's on, because it's one of those movies that is going to be playing in the theaters for quite some time before I get to see it. So no biggie. And every single time I'm scrolling down. Dear Bot, you do not go out much. You may not be able to attend family events. Do you attend them by video call? When there is a family event, I have video called in the past. It's a wedding or a funeral, or just a night out at my uncle and aunt's house. Generally, people pass the phone around and I say hello to everybody, and then I hang up, and that's it. So it happens, but not often. We don't have a ton of holidays and reasons, but if it happens, it happens. Dear Bob, do you think Golden Girls deserve to be named funniest American comedy of all time, and is Quantum Leap is the greatest sci-fi TV show? Okay, no, I don't believe either of those is the best show of all time. First, the greatest American comedy of all time could be The Simpsons, could be Futurama, could be lots of things. Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily Golden Girls. That said, is Golden Girls the safest place to be? Very well might be. Everybody left for Golden Girls. Okay, let's all be quiet and see if they leave. No. Oh well. Oh well. Dear Bob, say something that only people from New York will understand or get. Say something that only people from New York will understand or get. I was going to blame de Blasio on something. No, mumble brayer. We don't have to send those back. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea what would make us think this whole life is fiction. I have nothing. I have nothing. Uh, I mean, I could give uh, a train stop or I have no idea. I have no idea. If anybody wants to throw in, feel free. Pop culture curator says Golden Girls is the deadly years over several seasons. Executive producer Saul Leibowitz says Qapla Bird of Prey, the greatest American comedy is Police Squad, TV show, and Naked Gun movies. And Arabic Saunders says, I get one Bird of Prey 5 to stay or to go. Dear Bob, do you like Sarah Jessica Parker? Sarah Jessica who? Let's see. The hell is that? Sarah Jessica Parker. Images. Not particularly. No. I'd say I do not like Sarah Jessica Parker from Sex and the City. No. Not my type. Not my type of gal. Dear Bob, so the roads in my neighborhood are closed due to road construction, and they completely tore up, but people keep driving past the clearly marked barricades and getting stuck. Am I, one, obliged to help it, or two, kick it back and enjoy my beer and enjoy the show as they cuss and swear? Signed, a weird ass gorilla. You might as well sit in the chair and shoot at him. Nope. Am I obliged to help or sit back and enjoy my beer and enjoy the show as they cuss and swear? You are not obliged to help them, but you're also not obliged to be forced to watch their barbecue. You can just pop up and leave. You don't have to stay. I don't know if there was more to that, but that seems it for me. Sit back and enjoy your beer. There you go. Dear Bob, if you're an a-hole, if I know I said if, that was good times. Dear Bob, we already went up. Dear Bob, hi Joe, Cherry Mary, and the Superlicious Popsicle Company. Thank you for mentioning Bomb Pops on your live stream. As thank you for mentioning our product, we are sending you 10,000 popsicles. Enjoy. These blank popsicles. Dear Bob, hi Joe, call Urban here. So now you don't like our trailers. Jezball. Geez, don't you return? Okay. So now you don't like our trailers. Geez, why don't you return the $50,000 check we sent you to promote our show? The boys officially removed you from the preferred YouTubers list. Good day, sir. Well, shit. I've been removed from the boys. Wait, I was never on the boys. And I never got money from the boys. You trying to trick me. It's bullshit. Kronos is like AOC. Sorry, bird. Your horse friend? Do you mean horse fired? What would that have to do with AOC? You meant girlfriend, says Kronos. Arabic sounds, uh-oh, we're losing him. Yeah. Yeah, you were. Okay. I'm waking myself up. Waking myself up. Okay, sorry about that. 1, 2, 1, 2. Sassy, come here. Yeah, okay. I'm up. I'm up again. Up again. Dear Bob, Who Framed Roger Rabbit is not a Disney movie. It is. It was from Touchstone Pictures, with animators from Disney, Looney Tunes, Warner Brothers, Fleischer Studios, Tex Avery, and others. Contributing to the project, however, was Touchstone, operated as an active film production division of Walt Disney Studios during the 1980s to early 2010s, releasing a majority of the studio's PG-13 and R films. In 2019, Disney entered into a 5-year, 30-picture distribution deal with DreamWorks Pictures. Okay, so now we know. Dear Bob, what's the best TV commercial to watch? It doesn't work like this. Nothing here works like this. The Geico Caveman. It's probably a Geico commercial. Hump day. Hump day. Dear Bob, what's the best TV show to watch? Star Trek. Any of them. Any old Trek. Excuse me. Anything from DS9. Actually. From Enterprise and back. Inclusive. What color goes with your new suit? I like the. Here's the thing. If I want to look younger, I generally go with blue. If I want to look older, for some reason, I generally go with white or gray. How long was I out? What's the best TV show to watch? Did I answer that? Star Trek. Yes, I did. What color tie goes with your new suit? I answered that. How many days should you wait after a man's death to hit on his wife? It depends how old she is. If they're like over 30, you better just get in there as soon as possible. ASAP. If they're less than 30, I would say the time, the years it takes before they hit 30 divided by 50%. So worst case scenario, say she was 20, you would go, well, in 10 years she'd be 30. So 5 years. Let's face it, you're not going to wait. You're not going to wait 20. So say you wait 5. Yeah, you wait 5. And however, if somebody new comes in, you got to give them a letter or something. so that they have yours before. You should just put it down and say, what is this? You say, just hold this here, and you put it, in their room somewhere, and let it be. Let it be. And then, if you have to ask, you pull out that letter, and you're like, well, now that I'm here, we have to open this. And you explain. You're only doing it because someone else moved in already. You had this planned out eons ago. Just for God's sakes, don't be the death. Don't be the death of her current boyfriend. You can never live down a martyr. You can never live down someone who's died. You can't beat them. So don't try. Just don't be the person who actually beat them. What is the one true religion? Koroganism. What is the biggest number anyone ever thought of? Kajillion plus 3 plus 1. What pet is for me? You, my friend, want a royal. Okay, not a royal. You want the king's. You want the king's. How did you ask this question? Oh, what pet is for you? You want the king's chinchilla. You want the king's chinchilla, and you want it. You want the closest one off 109th. Yeah, 109th Avenue, or whatever it is. Go right now to the city, find the first animal you see, and it will be the animal you want. Take it, and you will have, what's that, forever life? You will take it and have a forever private life with you and your animal. And should you buy a boat or a plane? The answer is, of course, yes. Buy a plane that turns into a boat. They make them. Dear Bob, greetings, Joe. Bay Arthur here from Golden Girls. I hear that you don't think our show was one of the best ever. Well, I tell you why. Log into my personal website. Just for you, I will make some very risque photos for your viewing only. I am sure you won't be able to keep your hands off yourself when you view these. You would be surprised. And I'm sure you'll change your mind about our show, and it will rise to the top of your favorite list. See you soon, Bay. No, thank you. Not interested. Have a good day. Dear Bob, the following image is family friendly. Every stock in the S&P 500 is red right now. So glad we didn't have any mean tweets right now, though. Yeah, there is some really, really, really scary stuff happening right now. And I wish I had never watched Bright Insight. That is not the YouTube channel you want to watch right now. In fact, it's depressing. Dear Bob, how many red shirts does it take to screw in a light bulb? No one knows. They keep getting electrocuted. Not where you want to be. Dear Bob, hi, do you know that business loans funded.site can help keep your business get funding? Blah, blah, blah. Spam. Lots of spam. We don't need to use that site. Dear Bob, since you reviewed terrible shows such as Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Star Trek Discovery, Lower Decks, in the Orville, can you start posting reviews for good shows? It was the mail. And there's no camera. Can you start posting reviews for good shows? I'd love to see recap for All Mankind season 3 myself. We could try. The problem is I don't want to give away. Spoilers for All Mankind. Especially the current season. Cameras off. Yeah. So I know that's what you want to see, but I don't know how to get that to us yet. I am trying some other formats, hopefully this week. Let me know what you think. They're not technically going to be reviews. They're going to be me talking about what I would do with the Orville, and some updates and some news we've gotten that I want to talk about. So we'll see how it goes. I'd love to come up and do for All Mankind, but if the majority of the people on the internet haven't even seen the first episode, I really want them to watch season 1 and 2 before I go a breakdown of season 3. It's just not fair. I mean, maybe somebody making a lot of money on YouTube, but I just want it to be safe to read about, safe to put out. Anyway, that's it. And yes, I will consider it. Certainly for All Mankind deserves it. And there it is, Garfield's date of birth, June 19th, 1978. So, yeah. Dear Bob, how is it that computers are becoming more intelligent and approaching becoming sentient, yet there is still no residents of Kurdistan with a firing neuron? I mean, there are neurons, protons, and electrons, but clearly an overabundance of Kurdistani morons. Absolutely, there is. What can we do to that? We can put some charcoal air filters to prevent them from infecting your half of the building. But otherwise, it's just wait till all these turds go home, and then create a new one. With the blood products we need, and then send us all home. And that's it. Dear Bob, I just got an award at work for being the most secretive employee. I can't tell you what that means to me. Nor would anybody at work really expect you to take it. That's funny. It is funny. Dear Bob, I just got what work for your most secret. I just read that. Is there a third one? Dear Bob, would you agree that sport clips equals Hooters for haircuts? I've never been to sports clips, so I have no idea. But I never had a problem with Hooters either. So it's up to you guys. If you're expecting that with your haircut, then it might be more than you're expecting. Hooters is just a man-centric eating establishment where all the waiters they got to call themselves models so that they can officially fire a so-called model if she loses her figure, which is fine as long as you know what you've been hired to that first night. There's nothing illegal about it. I just be aware that that's what you've chosen. Dear Bob, went to a theme park with the family yesterday, and I have a concern. When did all these young women in their 20s and 30s start piercing their nipples and wearing semi-see-through shirts? I have young elementary age children. How would you or Mama Pray answer children's questions about this indecency? Respectfully, Adolf Allenbush. Adolf Allenbush. Well, Adolf, I would tell them like this. I was like, kids, there's a certain age where you get to be as stupid as you want, and your parents can't protect you any longer. It tends to be about this guy's age. How old is he? He's old enough to pay insurance on a car, but he's not old enough to, I don't know what, to drive home, to make it through whatever. And yeah, I would call the police on him. That's what I would do. As for kids' questions, I would answer the kids as quickly as I could, but I wouldn't spend more time there than I had to. Right. Nobody's there. I always be honest to kids. If you can't be honest, then tell them, listen, kid, I can't give you the honest answer now. You're just going to have to believe me, or promise them a day when you will answer them. And don't lie about it too. If you can't remember, write it down. If they can't remember, write it down. Because the only thing more annoying is them asking you every day, is it the day yet? Is it the day yet? And you think to yourself, there's no way a kid can ask the same question for 100 hours. But I believe me, they can and they will. It's because they're kids that they can and will. Dear Bob, I'm not going to wear my glasses anymore. I've seen enough. Good for you. Good for you. Dear Bob, I was arrested the other day for impersonating a politician. It was unbelievable. I was just sitting around and not doing anything, Can you believe it? Yeah, I can. If you were arrested for impersonating a politician and all you were doing was sitting around and not doing anything, that's how they got you. Let's let the cords loose. Let everybody leave and take the headphones off. And that's it. Leave. So yeah, I was trying to figure out something. Dear Bob, I hate when people tell me that age is only a number. It's clearly a word. It's clearly both. The problem isn't so much that they're capable of doing something. The problem is that they generally leave you or your house. Dear Bob, what generation does Forrest Gump belong to? He would be my generation, Generation X. I know you're going to say he fought in Vietnam. So maybe he's older than me. He could have been a beginning boomer. He could have been at the beginning of the baby boomers. Kronos don't trust the dear Bobs, so don't drive them. Dear Bob, Sassy can understand several human words, yet you cannot understand any barks. Is this proof Sassy is smarter than you? Yes, it is. You have, yes, Mama Pray.
All dogs are smarter than people. I mean, all they have to do is look at the person who supposedly owns them. And that person takes care of them. That family takes care of them. They get fed, they get washed, they get their poop picked up. And who's doing all this? People. And all they need to do is, like, be there. They don't have to do anything else. So who's smarter, people or dogs?
I must have, we must, it wasn't that long ago that we had a guy we had hired to pick up Sassy's poop.
Yes, but he
Right.
was still a person.
Yes, he was, of course he was a person.
I'm saying
Why does
dogs.
everybody think I'm talking about this guy like he's not a person?
All I said is dogs are smarter than people.
They are.
They have people do everything for them. They don't need to go out to work.
They
don't
do
need
if
to
they've
earn a
got to
living.
clean up Sassy's poop.
What?
They've got to leave the house if they're going to clean up Sassy's poop.
I didn't say they had to leave that house.
We hired somebody to do that job.
In general.
In general.
Are you not understanding me?
No, I understand.
I said dogs. Dogs have people do everything for them.
Chase Bank robbed. 0.6 miles away. 3245 Francis Lewis Boulevard. Chase Bank was robbed.
I'll go outside and see if the robbers drop any of the money on their way running past the house. Oh, I have a tail.
You have a tail.
Yeah, that just reminded me.
Okay. Hey, Kronos, it's your lucky day.
Oh, it's a short tail, but it's the truth. Hi, guys. Hope everyone's doing well. Besides the dogs being smarter than people. The Chase Bank, unfortunately, was robbed. That brought back, I had a cousin whose husband, and that they were both passed on. They were older than me. And this was, I guess sometime in the 70s. And my cousin's husband was coming out of the bank, and the armored car was just pulling away. And the armored car left a bag of money on the sidewalk. I swear to God. There was no one else around. My cousin's husband, being the most honest person in the world that day, picked up the bag of money and started running down the street after the armored car, waving the bag of money until the driver saw him, stopped, and retrieved the bag of money. Written on the bag of money was, the total that was in it was $126,000. So, I mean, by this time, people were around and they made note of it. And I said, well, did he at least get a reward? No, he even refused the reward. So I wish I could say I would have done the same thing, but I'm not sure I would have. Today I would do it. I mean, today, somebody drops something in front of me. It's yours. It's not mine. But I can't say I've ever been tempted with that much money. I mean, I bought my first house, was only $110,000, and that was after, that was like 82 or 83. So in the 70s, yeah, that was a lot of money. But I don't think, I wish to say that the goodness in me would have come out, but I don't think it would have. And for a long time, really, I might have thought that my cousin's husband wasn't the brightest person, but after living so many years, I think he was. He did the right thing, and that was good. But how many of you would have run down the block after the truck? I don't know. Just think about it. I don't want an answer. I mean, it's just something to think about. On that note, guys, I'm leaving again.
Well, I can tell you, I wouldn't have run after a truck, even if I could run. I would have called them, maybe, and see how long it took them to get back. Hi, this is so-and-so. I've got a bag you left. I am available for the next 24 hours, after which I am leaving the country. You can still get it from me. You'll have to send somebody in person.
Yeah.
And I'm not telling you where I'm going. It's not illegal for me to not tell you where I'm going.
It's different between illegal and what's right.
Yes. Oh yeah, let's finish up some of these dear Bobs. Pop culture curator says you could take the bag into the bank.
He could.
I could have. He probably would have think they're being robbed and get shot. Then he would have been owed real money. Chrono says take the money and run. Dear Bob, Sassy can understand several human words, yet you cannot understand any barks. Is this proof that Sassy is smarter than you? And I read this once already, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not proof. Yes, it is proof, I guess. Dear Bob, you have a ton of missed Dear Bobs from today. Not joking. I did. I'm verifying. Dear Bob, in just 10 days, the days start to get shorter. Hashtag winter is coming. Fuck you. Dear Bob, will you be buying the pregnant Ken doll for Charlie? Sisso Prey said you would. Salty. No, I'm not. Dear Bob, hey man, do you have a place where I can stash some cash? I just borrowed some money from Chase Bank down the street from you, and I'll split the money with you if you can give a stash fresh for stash. If you can keep the stash safe for a few days. I checked, and there are no marker packs in the stack. So these are nice, clean bills. I think I borrowed about 95,000. So you want to split with me, Gary? Yeah, Gary. Just let's split it at the police station so that it's safe. I don't trust splitting it in the garage like last time. Pop culture curators is these days we all know we would be on camera. Yeah, that's it. That is absolutely true. If it happened today, we would all for sure realize we're on camera. Okay, and here are the lost Dear Bobs. So there's still more Dear Bobs to go. Dear Bob, what is the only word that can be shorter by adding 2 letters? 1. Right?
Sure.
Oh, short. Yeah, short. Mama Pray got it. Ah. Okay. Good one. Good one. Yes, Mama Pray. Short. And then you add ER and you get shorter. Good one. Dear Bob, short. Okay. We figured it out. Dear Bob, do you know why you should never date a tennis player? Love means nothing to them. Oh, I'm sorry. Dear Bob, if you drive a Subaru in reverse, what are you? You're a bus. Oh, the pain, the physical pain. Dear Bob, is you okay, Mama Pray? Okay. Is the Wesley Crusher really one of your viewers? I loved him in Lost in Space. That was the show, right? Wasn't he the evil doctor? And he would hang out with the robot, Salty T. Yeah, that's him. Wesley, that's you, right? Wesley Crusher says, but if you have a face mask on, can the cameras ID you? That's a good question. You should figure it out. Chrono says, monkey box are a thing for some peeps. And Arabic Sonder is laughing at me for some reason. Poor bird. Yes, Mama prays okay.
I dropped part of the coffee pot.
She dropped part of the coffee pot. Dear Bob, what do you call a magician who can't do magic any longer? Ian? Ian? A magician. Oh, because you removed magic and all you're left with is IAN. Ian. Sure. Oh, says Bird of Prey, Qapla bird. Hope you and the family are doing well today. It's Mox. I have a new account. Moxley fan. Qapla. Moxley fan with the new account. So let's go ahead and give you your wrench, Moxley. You're all moxed up now. You're who? You're an evil doctor. And thank you for the new subscriber from Sith Lewis. Sith Lewis. On YouTube. Arabic says, I was just saying, I was laughing at your comment. The pain, the physical pain. Oh, okay. As long as that's all you're laughing at. Let's see. Is there any more, dear Pops? Is this one I'm supposed to do? Who wants to be a millionaire? Okay. We could do Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. That should work. That should work. Oh, let's check the news. Oh, let's check. You know what I haven't done? I haven't done Wordle. I haven't done Wordle today. Oh, let's see if I can do it. Sean says, just call me Sean. No problem, Sean. Wesley doesn't want a wrench, and I didn't give you a wrench, Wes, because I know you don't want one. Okay. Let's try thread. Let's start. Oh, that's bed. That's not a word, is it? Tread. Let's tread carefully. That's a word. What do we got? We got an R and a D in the wrong spots. Okay, we got to use some other vowels besides E and A. Doubt. No, there's no T. There's no T and there's an R. Doers. There's no E. Dove. There's no. God damn it. Dove. No. Done. No. Dolt. No. Dort. Dord. Doors. That doesn't make any sense. Doors. Doors? Doors. Maybe. Two letters in the right spot, though. A D and an O. And we have the O and we have a second O. Oh, wow, that was actually a great one. So we know we got D-O. Now, there's no O there, so then probably something there. O. Dora, and there's no S. Doris. Moxley, Sean. Droid. No, it's not droid. It's D-O something. Okay, D-O. I wish there was an empty space I could put in. Or a dash, but we'll use X. D-O-X-O. Because it probably doesn't end in O. And it has to be R. Dower, Dower, Doer, Doer, Doyer, Doer, Doper, Dodder, Doford, Doger, Duger, Dohor, Dojor, Dojor, Dokor, Doler, Dozor, Doxor, Dokor, Dover, Dober, Donor, Donor. Donor's a word. Booyah. Wordle in 3. See, I haven't played in forever. How do we play this? Now we know how to play. Unfortunately, it's only once a day. So no more options to play until tomorrow. A definitely intoxicated Giuliani urged Trump to push fraud claims on election night, aide says. I'm just reading the headlines. I am not YouTube. I am not making, I am not talking news. I'm not making any political statement. I'm just reading the headline that your company provided to me. Let's see. Strange New Worlds may have just changed an iconic Star Trek canon rule. Wow, who would have guessed? Oh, wait. A long solar flare erupted from the sun, and the video is stunning. 2 hours ago. This might be it. This might be the end of civilization. Okay, people. Let's say our goodbyes now. You know, we had a good run as kings of the castle, as the top of the heap, number ones on this miserable planet. And you know what? It was all up to us. We were the ones that had the chance to beat things like what's that? Going extinct. We were the first species in the history of this planet that we know of with the ability to beat extinction, and we squandered it. We squandered it watching shitty reruns and playing sports and board games, writing books, making cinema, writing poems, when we should have all been working in the sciences to escape from this planet and its gravity, to seat ourselves amongst the stars, that forget this country, that this race shall not perish from the earth, from all of time and history, because there is nobody else out there going around trying to pick up species that are fuck ups and are meant to be extinct and trying to save them like the United States government. There is no galactic equivalent out there. We see that now. It is too late, and it could have been us, but it's not going to be. This is it. Our end comes swiftly as a hail of radiation coming directly from our sun. It will treat us to one beautiful night as our atmosphere gets irradiated and all the oxygen burns off, and we suffocate and die where we stood, or where some of us had stood. The irony of ironies is that the end of oxygen basically means the end of most life that would have feasted on our bodies. And so we will be relatively intact for the next, 50 to 100 years before oxygen carrying microbes are able to spread again across the planet and finally make us into the dust we deserve to be.
There's another New York Times game.
Another New York Times game called Spelling Bee. Well, fuck. It's the sun thing is coming too soon. Jedi Bill! Qapla, Jedi Bill. He has been a member for 17 months. Qapla, brother warrior. Hail, Karoga. Hail to you, Jedi Bill. And I am sorry that the solar flare will reach you in Tucson just as much as it will here in New York and across the planet. In First Contact, Captain Picard says, "You see, money doesn't exist in the 24th century. But what about in the 23rd century? What about planets that aren't part of the United Federation of Planets?" In the 6th episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Lift Us Where Suffering Cannot Reach, we get a new wrinkle that seems to contradict certain assumptions fans might have had about the status quo of the Federation. Inverse got in touch with the co-writer of this episode, Bill Wokoff, to unpack it all. Why didn't you unpack it into Bill Wokoff's face? Throughout the Trek franchise, we've seen all sorts of examples of capitalism existing alongside or in opposition to the pseudo-socialist system, utopian economy of the Federation. In the famous original series episode, The Trouble with Tribbles, a Federation trader named Cyrano Jones is selling little furry tribbles. In Deep Space Nine, Quark and the Ferengi are huge capitalists using money constantly. So Captain Picard is a little bit wrong. Money does exist in the 23rd, 24th, and 32nd centuries of the Star Trek future. It's just that the Federation doesn't subsist on a capitalist economy. Or does it? In the denouncement of Lift Us Where Suffering Cannot Reach, Captain Pike is face down with a harsh truth. In the non-Federation Majel system, star system, a child called the First Servant is essentially tormented by a machine, so the rest of society to enjoy plentiful existence. Naturally, Pike is horrified. How could the culture trade the life of one child for the benefit of countless people? But Alora, a high-ranking representative of Majalis, throws this back at him and says this is the kind of horrific calculus that exists in the Federation too. And I say no, this exists in the Federation simply because it is looked down upon for Captain Pike to smack a woman for saying something so stupid. I'm sorry, Mamo Prey. It's not that she was a woman. I would have wanted him to smack anybody. I am an equal opportunity smacker. Except women. You shouldn't smack women. But if she's not a human woman, smack away. Wait. To save the child. Mamo Prey gives a pass. To save a child, you can smack a woman. Can you honestly say no child suffers for the benefit of your Federation? Yes, we can honestly say that You stupid fucktwit. We can say it. Because if Roddenberry, if Gene Roddenberry had seen that episode that aired, he would have drop kicked like Captain Kirk. He would have drop kicked the writer right out of the fucking studio. He would have said, come here, boom. He would have put his police training to work. He would have been up, boom, boom, boom. And that would have been it. Gene Roddenberry, he didn't even entertain the possibility of that people would be smoking. You guys probably saw the video. We're all seeing the same videos. What was that? The thing about the no smoking sign, I forget where I saw it, but I came across it recently. Listened to it recently. The no smoking sign, Gene Roddenberry demanded be removed from the simulator in well, not the simulator, but the Wrath of Khan. He's like, there wouldn't need to be a no smoking sign because nobody's going to be smoking at that point in the future. And of course, what do we have? It goes just fine until Discovery and then Picard, and we have smoking on top of smoking on top of smoking. Even in TNG, what's his face? Mark Twain wanted a cigar, and Troy, who generally has nothing of value to say, actually did good and explained to Mark Twain that people don't smoke in the future. He's like, oh, you're not allowed to smoke? She's like, no, they just don't. And he's like, oh, that might be worth. He might be worth giving up his occasional cigar for that future. So to tell us that there are children suffering, for fuck's sake, he didn't even, he physically removed a sign because he was afraid that people would get the wrong idea to see a no smoking sign. You tell me that man would have been okay with this episode, that children, more than one, were physically suffering on Earth inside the Federation? Fuck you, he would have told you. He would have told you, fuck you. He didn't care that he was sleeping with half the women on the show. That was a separate thing. That doesn't mean that he doesn't get to have his vision. This is his vision. And his vision is exactly that. No child suffered like that on Earth. It's done. That's it. There's no ifs or buts about it. And God damn it, I'm looking into the camera, but the camera isn't on. Doesn't fucking matter. Fuck you. Fuck you. Obviously, the point of the episode is hauntingly allegorical. In the real world, children suffer all the time, while others look away. But under the utopian status quo of Star Trek's Federation, how is there poverty at all? Star Trek canon has established that most Federation worlds are post-scarcity and not focused on the accumulation of wealth. Strange New World writer Bill Walkoff tells in verse. But is every Federation world perfect in this way? Has hunger and poverty been eliminated? I don't think we know that for certain. We've seen Federation colonies and worlds in need of supplies and resources. People suffer because they're going out and they are spreading, and it's hard. And to build a new colony from scratch still takes manpower and woman power. It takes blood and it takes pain. You don't build a colony while relaxing in an infinity edge pool. You build a colony with hard work. So yes, is there suffering? I suppose. Is it suffering that we know today? No, it's not. Is it suffering like putting a kid inside a fucking microwave to power your fucking flying city? No, it is not. That is not the same. The fact he didn't smack that person across the face is only because A, she's a woman, and B, he's a man, and C, it's the year that it is. Okay? If somebody had said that to me, they would have got their face beat. That is not my federation. That is not how the place I am from exists. You don't get to say that to me and then walk away like you're right. You're not right. You're not right.
This is coming from the God Emperor of Karoga.
Right, says the God Emperor of Karoga. The orphans are not suffering like that kid suffered.
Oh, no.
Sassy wouldn't have it. Sassy would eat every orphan before she allowed them to suffer like that. Right, Sassy? And yes, I think we're certain. We've seen, Federation worlds straying from the ideals they're supposed to uphold. No, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. The point is well taken. In the very first Star Trek episode ever aired, the Man Trap said in 2266, the Enterprise is checking in on a far-flung outpost to bring supplies. Imagine there are also plenty of non-Federation worlds suffering from hunger and poverty that Starfleet must also deal with. No, they don't have to deal with. Speaking to Will Wheaton on Strange New Worlds after show, The Ready Room, Star Trek producer Alex Kurtzman presented a more philosophical take on this. One of the great lessons of Star Trek is that you must always look under the surface, he says, because what you think isn't always what is. John DeMarco says Pike should have said, the Federation solved all of this, and we didn't have to plug a child into a torture machine. Thank you, John. Carlo says it shows what other cultures have different view of things. The Federation is pure and brings peace and love to all. Hail Karoga, says Carlo Albanese. Hail Karoga. Hail Carlo. Sean says, Vertebrae, I love it when you go on these tangents. By the way, I missed the intro. We, the people. Thank you, Moxley. Sean. John DeMarco says, and a new colony having a crisis is not the same thing as children suffering in poverty while the more affluent look away. That's exactly right. Bob Goes to Curious says, this article, in quotes, is not just about them telling us why they're tearing down our franchise and how they're doing it. Gorilla is asking Thomas if he clipped that. Glad they went to the experts. That's pop culture curator. Speaking to Will Wheaton, glad they went to the expert. Carlo Albanese says, would you give up the internet if you found out there was a child's brain controlling it? What if I could switch out the child's brain with my own brain? And my brain was in control of the internet. There's more? Wheaton's own analysis on Allura wasn't just alluding to current Federation, but also that the Federation comes from 21st century America, which would mean the entire society of future Trek is built on the backs of suffering children. What the fuck are you talking about, Wheaton? The ending of Lift Us Where the Suffering Cannot Reach is a gut punch. Pike can't legally do anything about the suffering of the first servant because this isn't a Federation planet. Instead, he and the audience are forced to contemplate the suffering could prevent elsewhere but doesn't. For Wolkoff, this episode examines the ideals of Starfleet, but reminds us those ideals don't exist without doing a lot of work. While Starfleet is an inherently good institution we can aspire to, its members still face many of the issues we deal with, he says. Wherever there's money, even in a mostly post-sacrifice, sacrity future, there will always be some who are without. So we must eliminate money completely, even if it otherwise is perfect. Fuck you. This is just fucking the commies. Stalin himself, Lenin, Marx, they could not ask for better writers. They couldn't ask. They're like, even if it's a little bit, you know what? But then they didn't even read or watch the track that they watched. They were so happy to come forward and say, well, hey, Deep Space Nine. And by the way, Deep Space Nine is the most beloved Trek. It really is. If you didn't know, Deep Space... Okay, so there's software that I have that most YouTubers, I believe, maybe not most, like I doubt Doomcock has it, but other YouTubers, like I know Salty has it because he's the one who told me about it. He told it on a stream once and I tracked it down. He told everybody. It's called Play On, and it allows you to basically download from Netflix and all the streaming sites, so that you can use those clips in your videos. Anyway, unfortunately for Play On, they they didn't make a Windows 11 version, and they decided to screw everybody who bought a lifetime license like myself. So they're saying, well, fuck you. Now we're not going to upgrade to Windows 11. Instead, you can punt your lifetime license and instead go to a monthly fee where every download, it costs you a certain amount of money. Anyway, the point being, they screwed me. But they can see who's downloading what and the most. And the second most downloading thing on Netflix, besides Stranger Things, is Deep Space Nine. Deep Space Nine is downloaded more than every other show on Netflix besides Stranger Things. Just wow. I'll be honest, I was shocked. I was happily shocked, but I was shocked. So anyway, they love to bring out that, Deep Space Nine, Ferengi use money constantly. Yeah, but what did they forget? They forgot when Quark told off Cisco. He's like, whoa, Ferengis, how dare you come after Ferengi with what you guys have had, right? Remember, Quark said, you guys have had world wars. You guys have had camps where people go to, concentrate on things. You guys have had genocide. You guys have had slavery. None of that is in the history of the Ferengi. They don't have wars. There was another episode where Quark explained to Nog the siege of AR-558. And he's like, the Ferengi would never do this. He's like, Quark, you're right. The Ferengi wouldn't do this. There's no profit in war like this. He's like, well, what would the Ferengi do? He's like, we would sit down and iron out an agreement that we could both live with. That's what the Ferengi would do. All right. They wouldn't go to war, and they wouldn't, and they might, they're better than us. So if you want to say that, and granted, this is just makeup. This is just made up stuff in somebody's head. But if you're going to say that, if there's money, there has to be misery. Well, no, there doesn't, because we have money without the misery that you want to blame on capitalism. You can't, because there was Quark right there saying they practiced capitalism without slavery, without the total misery that you're trying to put upon us. They didn't. They were able to do it without that. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Captain Fandom Nerd says birdbrain.net. That would be the internet with my brain controlling. I see. I like it. Sean says, I agree, DS9 is the best Trek next to TNG. Carlos is Bird of Prey, but needs of the many outweigh why the needs of the few are the one. The Vulcans would agree. Right? Yeah, I guess they would. My phone again. Hello? Hello? Nobody's there. Carlos is brain. What is brain? Arabic Sanders says, but the need for that dumb city to stay floating is illogical, since some of them already went to a different planet. Of course it's illogical. Pop Culture Curator says, Bird of Prey, did that program require subscriptions to those streaming services? Yes. Pop Culture Curator, you do need a subscription. You'd have to put your, first off, I don't recommend Play On, because like I told you at the beginning, they already fucked over their lifetime customers once. So I would never, ever, ever suggest you give Play On even a cent. But if you needed to, they have a service now called Play On Desktop. You need to put in, not only do you need to have a Netflix, license, you have to put your Netflix username and password into Play On, which is, frankly, it's dangerous. If Play On ever got hacked, then your Netflix username and password would presumably be out there for anyone to use. As would, you need to put in your Hulu, any site you have to put in your username and password to Play On. And frankly, Netflix and Hulu and Amazon, and all these companies, they know what you're doing. Disney, they know and they can tell, and they don't like it. So barely a week goes by that you don't have to update your password. Okay, it's seeming like every 1 to 2 weeks, Netflix or Disney or Amazon changes something and you get signed off, you get locked out, and you've got to redo it over and over and over again. Also, everything you download, just so you know, they don't want it, they don't make it easy. You get a minute at the beginning and the end that has your real full name, your email address, and your IP address that it used to download the video from. So you can't just, download the video and then share it. If you shared it with a friend or even a family member, God help you if your family member shared it with somebody else who shared it with somebody else. They would know exactly where to come to, where the digital thing came from. So it's not something you can use to share video with friends and family. You would have to delete the extra from the front and the end of the video before you shared it. Plus, it's illegal, so don't do that. But if you need it, it's called Play On, but don't. Pop Culture says, that was me calling. Couldn't you hear my heavy breathing? No, I did not. Aravic says, what do you recommend then? I honestly, Aravic, don't. I'd recommend hard copies, DVD and Blu-ray, and you can whatchamacallit, burn video from DVD and Blu-ray for what you need, and on the rare chance that what I need I couldn't get from an existing DVD or Blu-ray, I would just say I would wait till I found a friend who had a copy. Sometimes, if I was really desperate, I would put on a eye patch, a sword. I'd get a parrot to sit on my shoulder, and I'd say, "Yar, matey! There be treasure ahead." But that would be it. Yes, Carlo, that's an excellent password. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 password. Aravic says the password on my work computer is spacebar 5 times. I need to change. Oh my God. Paco the Curator says, my first job at school, I was assistant to the top tech guy. The school-wide master password was POP. Since the company I worked for no longer exists, and everybody who I know in the tech department no longer works there. I will let everybody know that my password was our flagship product and the number 13. Yep. And I will tell you what, that was far more secure than 99% of all the other passwords there. We once set up, me and the IT, the IT guy, the IT guy, the director of IT by the end. I was director of technology and engineering, He was director of information technology. But when we both started, I was the engineering guy. He was the IT guy. We decided that we had to make passwords more secure because we had too many executives, and by too many, meaning every executive, using ridiculously stupid passwords like password. So we decided, and we came up with a policy, and we talked to one executive, and they were okay, and we did it. And the next day, we had calls from all the other executives saying that for whatever reason they needed to be what's that? They needed to not be affected by this. They needed to be made an exception. They had to have an exception to the password rule. So by the end of that day, we had a whole bunch of nobodies who had no particular access to anything with new passwords, and all the people that we wanted to have slightly stronger passwords, if nothing much, still had the exact same passwords as they did at the beginning of the day. Thank God I was out of there before anything happened. I don't believe they ever got hacked, but if they had gotten hacked, it probably would have been probably would have been somebody at the top. These days, companies don't, luckily, companies don't accept the exception, even if you're a CEO. Yeah. If I was still working, which I'm not, but even if I was still working and the CEO says they wanted an exception, I would go look at them in the face and tell them no. And if they tried to fire me, I'd say fine, because better I be fired before you get hacked than be hacked and go out of business and then try to find a new job. I would explain it to them that way, that I'm not doing this for you. You're doing this. I'm doing this for you. Yes. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for you. My life would be easier if I knew your password, and I would spout it off to them. My life would be easier. I'm doing this for you because you don't want to be the one responsible for kicking the license off the wall, as we used to call it. I tell you what, Hank Hill. I don't have a Hank Hill. I tell you what. Do I have a Hank Hill? It would be nice if I had a Hank Hill. Hello, Star Trek nitpickers. You're back again, or you're still here. Either way, Qapla. Bobby, come down from there, Bobby. Pop Culture Security says, when I took over the network, I changed it to Con 16309. I changed it one time to Canarsie, which is the town I grew up in, the part of Brooklyn I grew up in, and also where the other IT guy was living at the time. Canarsie, asterisk, a bunch of numbers that only make sense if you worked where I worked, and then the first names of all the IT people. My first name first, of course. Yeah. We had that a long time. I sell propane and propane accessories. Bobby, come down from here. Bobby, come down from the stove and get your propane and propane accessories together. It's the day that every child loves. We're going to drive into the forest and we're going to play with propane and propane accessories. That's the worst Hank Hill you've ever heard. Star Trek nitpickers with Kurogan flag. Thank you, Star Trek nitpickers. I am so, my brain is my brain's about to shut down like Isaac. Like Isaac. Anyway. I think we're gonna call that a day, guys. I have physical therapy coming soon. I am working on an Orville video. It's kind of a boring video, but the better one's coming out after that. I don't know how long. Carlo Albanese says, where do all the old passwords go? Is there a password heaven? Is there a password for entry password? Will we ever know? Is there a password for entry password? Will we ever know? That is a good question, Carlo. I feel like someone should write a song about all the old passwords. Let's see. Oh, every once in a while, 6 months to a year, they say you should change your password, but I say, no, dear. Why should I change a password? We've just had a start. I want to see how far we could go. 2, 3, 5, 50 years apart? No. 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 Yeah, that didn't go. That didn't go so well. Qapla all. Bird out.